Hello guys, this is HYBE on October 26th. So I was having a very nice weekend and I thought about making reaction videos to some of the HYBE artists who recently had comebacks or are preparing for comebacks like N-Team, BTS Jin, or TXT. And then some of the users started commenting about this supposed 2,000 page, or was it 18,000 page or something? The so-called internal HYBE report that leaked online. So let's talk about that very briefly. So as you know, just a couple days ago, during a National Assembly audit, HYBE's CEO and the CEO of Belief Lab, Kim Tae-ho, was questioned about an alleged internal report, right? The so-called internal report. And at the time, as you know, politician Min Hyung-bae shared some very low-res screenshots with barely readable text. But strangely, just a day later, a high-resolution version of this report appeared online, spreading quickly. And here's the thing, there's no verified source backing it up. I tried to locate it, but I couldn't find it. I could not find who first started spreading this, right? And the only reason this document is even in the public eye is because of Min Hyung-bae's mention in the assembly, right? Then, one day later, we have a very detailed version making the rounds online. And very interestingly, the anti-HYBE journalist, the very famous anti-HYBE journalist, Lee Sun-myung, was already writing about it on the 25th at 5 p.m., somehow knowing the details that weren't visible in the assembly screenshots. Doesn't that seem a bit too convenient? Now, this type of media play against HYBE isn't new. We've seen similar tactics in previous controversies, like after LE SSERAFIM's Coachella performance and Minijin's first press conference. The pattern goes like this. First, create a big stir. Two, push the narrative as if it's the agreed upon truth, like saying LE SSERAFIM's Coachella performance was a disaster, or HYBE is the ultimate villain. And three, dismiss anyone who disagrees, labeling them as biased or as HYBE defenders. And four, use the noise to push an agenda while silencing dissent. Now, we're seeing a similar tactic with this leaked report, right? It's all about creating noise, putting HYBE on the defensive, and boosting certain narratives. And today, the alleged HYBE boy group fandom alliance, including, check this out, BTS Army, TXT MOA, ENHYPEN Engines, Boy Next Door One Door, and TWS 42 or HYBE issued a joint statement and demand for HYBE executives to apologize and step down within 48 hours. So the language and timing feel orchestrated and sounds very familiar and fishy. So who's really behind this alliance? I'd like to ask. Now, another factor to consider is the involvement of the team bunnies, right? The Nijin's fandom and followers of Minijin. They handed this HYBE complaint report, like HYBE misbehavior complaint report, to the Ministry of Culture, Sports, and Tourism back on September 13th. And they also pressured the members of the Culture, Sports, and Tourism Committee by sending documents through all-out attack using fax machines. And you can see the members of the committee, including politician Min Hyung-bae and the chairman, Chun Jae-soo, who we've seen and talked about in my video, right? Min Hyung-bae right here, and then Chun Jae-soo right here. Now, so my question is, was the alleged HYBE report, part of this complaint and a part of this document that they sent? And where did they even get this file? The source is probably Minijin, who allegedly said she will fight to death to beat HYBE after she was forced out of CEO position back on August 28th, right? So the connection to Minijin raises red flags, right? If Minijin thought this report had serious weight, wouldn't she take it to court to defend herself against HYBE? Instead, it's been handed to the ministry or the committee, which don't have the same legal standing. Something doesn't add up here. And one reason I'm reluctant to dive into analyzing this so-called report is the gap between verified evidence and rumors. Minijin's KakaoTalk messages were submitted in court and were verified, right, making them reliable for analysis. And this supposed HYBE report leaked hasn't been verified by any credible source. So until we have concrete proof, analyzing it might only fuel baseless speculation. So rather than focusing on unverified rumors, let's consider how HYBE might handle this situation. Here are some possible ways they could respond. Right? Scenario 1, HYBE issues a strong denial and takes legal action. They could issue a firm denial and announce legal action against those spreading the report. They could argue that spreading false information harms HYBE and their artists' reputations. This stance would show HYBE won't tolerate baseless rumors, but it could also bring more attention to the issue, right? Scenario number 2, silence, letting it die down, right? HYBE could, ignore it completely, signaling they see it as a baseless rumor. This approach might work if the hype fades out on its own, but some fans might interpret their silence as a lack of transparency. Scenario number 3, a diplomatic statement, meaning a middle ground approach, will be a carefully worded statement acknowledging fans' concerns without confirming or denying the report. This would address the issue without escalating it, though some might still want a stronger stance. And scenario 4, transparency, taking control of the narrative. They could go transparent, sharing internal policies and their support for all artists. This approach would show leadership but risk revealing too much or complicating relationships within the industry. So to wrap this up, this alleged report raises questions, but without verified proof, it's hard to take it seriously, right? Given the fact that how the Korean media and Minijin have been Minijin have been using Korean media to wage a media war against HYBE. And interestingly, when I type National Assembly audit and Kim Tae-ho, all I see are Channel A news videos. And on this thumbnail, interestingly enough, they put the logos of YG Entertainment, SM, and HYBE as if they're trying to put these companies against HYBE or something. Something is fishy to me personally. Now, some fans might be inclined to believe the alleged report, right, while others stay skeptical. So what's really interesting here is how HYBE will respond. Whatever they choose to do, it will reveal a lot about their approach to handling, the future controversies. So what do you all think? Is the report real, or is it just a strategic move against HYBE? And how would you like to see HYBE handle this? Let's talk about it in the comments below. Stay tuned for more updates. And as always, let's try to stay positive, respectful, and classy while having discussion. Thank you very much. Peace and love. Bye-bye.